Hello, this is Blake with Valley Piano Tuning. So if you're frustrated with smaller pianos that just don't sound good, they may sound bright, they don't play very well, this may be the right piano for you. I'm standing in front of a Everet upright studio piano, and studio pianos are a bit taller than a lot of your uprights that you'll find in homes. They tend to sound better. They have a fuller sound to them because you have longer strings and a larger soundboard in the back of the piano. And you also have longer keys from front to back, so they tend to play better. And you just have a better all action design or play mechanism design in the piano itself. So here is the piano here. Sorry I don't have someone else operating this camera. Wish I did, so I could it'd be a little bit easier to open things up and do things. But anyway, so that's the outside of the piano, and we'll take a listen to how it sounds here in just a minute. But right now I just wanted to kind of go through it with you and show you some of the things that were done as far as work and things that basically make the piano play more like it did when it was new. So I will open it up and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we have the piano open here. So I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the work that we always do to every piano that is being sold. Most of the time, a used piano is going to see some wear over its lifetime. If you were to take a look at a used piano, if you take a look at the hammers, a lot of times you can see grooves where they hit the strings for years and years and years. And over time, what happens is you get little grooves in the ends of the hammers, and the piano just doesn't sound very musical when those grooves are in the hammers like that. They should be reshaped, and that is one thing that we have done on this piano, is we always reshape the hammers. We do a voicing job, so the piano is going to sound at its best. And as far as the other components, we have replaced some other felts and stuff, which I'll get to here in just a moment. But the tuning pins here are in great shape. There's not a lot of rust, things of that nature. Let's see. One other thing that we did was we replaced the springs. There's a set of springs down here. I know this video is kind of dark. There's not a lot of light over here, so I'm not even sure if you can see the springs down in there, but there's some springs down in there that we replaced. And what those do is when you play a note, the hammer comes forward, and then when you release the key, there's a spring back there that pushes that hammer back to its rest position. And so I have replaced all of those, so that's like new. Again, we have reshaped the hammers here, and we've also replaced the key bushings. Hopefully you can see that there in the back of the key. There's a little protruding metal pin that the key sits on, and in between that, probably should have left out a key to actually show you what's in there, but there's a piece of felt on either side of that pin. Again, I'm not sure if you can see that in the video, but those are extremely important as far as when you play the piano. If they're old and worn, which again, a lot of the used pianos that you're going to see in the field really do need those bushings replaced to play at their best. And again, what I'm trying to do is make every piano that I sell play like new. You know, not trying to improve any kind of piano as far as, concert level or anything like that. You know, a lot of people say, well, I'm not playing a concert, but you really do want the piano to play as close to new as possible, because when it does, then it's going to play at its best, and it's going to play like it should. And many used pianos do not. And there's also another set of felt. There's no way you could see that in the video, but it's under this piece here, and I have replaced all of those as well. Again, I know there's no way can see that in the video. Let's see. Strings. Strings are in good shape. Bass strings here. And we will go down to the bottom of the piano. I have one thing I'd like to show here. Again, hopefully you can see this stuff in the video. So one thing I'd like to show, which is very common on a lot of pianos in the field, especially older ones. If you look here, again, I hope you can see this in the video. I know I've said that 30 times already. But if you can see right there, there's a wood piece that spans from there to there. And that's called the bridge. Your bass strings go over that bridge, and this particular bridge looks like new. It had no kind of repair issues or anything of that nature that had to be done. Some pianos in the field, if you have a crack in the bridge, they won't hold their tuning, and if you were to have it tuned with a crack in the bridge, then you would almost be wasting your money, because it would not hold a tuning, and that would need to be repaired. Any tuning should be done. And the other thing down here is the soundboard, which is in great shape. Soundboard is actually a piece of wood in the back of the piano. There are no cracks in it, and so no issues with the soundboard. And just to mention one thing, that if you have a crack in your soundboard, does not mean that the piano is ruined by any means. Cracks happen naturally, as wood shrinks and swells with humidity and age and things like that. The only time a cracked soundboard becomes an issue is if you have a lot of buzzing sounds. But other than that, they're not an issue. So that is the work that has been done on this particular piano, and if I can get set up here, I will let you take a listen to how it sounds. Alrighty, so I've got the piano back together, and let's just take a listen to how it sounds. Since it's through a phone, I'm gonna play a little lighter than I normally would, because I don't want that phone to distort. So, hopefully you can get a good idea of how this piano sounds. It's got a very nice treble. Low end as well, which is fairly common on these taller pianos. You're not going to really find that in a smaller piano. Very nice sounding piano. Alright, so if you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me, or if you want to set up a moment to take a look at the piano.